Live only on DAZN, August 16th, Moses Atauma, the next heavyweight superstar, faces his greatest challenge, Dillian Whyte, back to remind the world he's not done yet. Atauma versus Whyte. Click the link in the description to buy now.
Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. What's happening, Frank?
What's happening? I'm sitting here in the air conditioning rather than being outside roasting. That's what's happening, mate.
Yeah, it's absolutely scorching out there, isn't it? But then again, in the desert in August, what do
what
we
do you
expect?
Yeah, exactly.
Really excited about Moses and Dillian this weekend. I just want to ask, there's something that kind of caught my eye. I've been obviously using the adverts before my videos, and it's been Atauma versus Whyte. The new posters that I've seen has been Whyte versus Atauma. Has there been any drastic change to cause that, or is it just we kind of don't know who's the A side with the new guy and the old guy?
To make the fight, it was all about who's going to walk first in the ring and all that. And when you want to make a fight, you just do what you got to do to make the fight. So it's on. As long as they both get in the ring, that's all I care about.
Absolutely. I know Dillian's been a bit upset, perhaps is the word, at some people's predictions, maybe playing the victim a little bit. Can you understand that? Because whether it's experts or ex-fighters,
he probably feels disrespected. I mean, I get that. Of course, I understand that. But you know, that's people's predictions. Everybody's got an opinion about something, including myself. But you know, it is what it is. I am not taking this as any foregone conclusion. You know, you only got to look at me. He certainly hasn't himself. I bet if you'd have asked anybody, I'd not defy any of them. If you'd have said this is the condition he's going to show up in or in this fight, you'd have been shocked. I mean, you can see that he's trained very, very hard for this, and he's had to train hard for it because this is the defining fight now of his career. He's either going to be at the big table or not after this one.
With him looking lean and probably
and
coming
mean.
lean and mean, and probably potentially coming in at what will be his lightest for a while, are we just to presume that he's going to try to match Moses' speed? Good or bad idea? That's his.
Well,
his
I just look at if you're fighting, you know, whoever you're fighting, you try to negate what their strengths are, and can he put Moses on the back foot? Can he beat him for speed? Can he old man him? Can he, you know, basically, can he really intimidate him? And that is what I think he has to do, and he knows that better than you or me. You know, he's been around, he's fought at the top level, he's been in with the best in the world, and give a good account of himself, and won fights at the top level. So for him, this is, you know, he's in with a new kid on the block, the youngster everybody's got big expectations of, including myself, and he's out to prove everybody wrong.
Just a quick one on the awkward moment from Monday. Baby snatcher.
Yeah.
It went down a bit of a viral treat, didn't it?
Well, I weren't here, by the way, but yesterday, it's funny, afterwards...
Was you in the air whilst this was going on?
No, I weren't even there. They've told me about it, and obviously, I mean, in the worst possible taste, but I thought it was quite amusing. But they felt it said that it was a Queensberry trick, and it wasn't. And yesterday, someone said that we told, or Queensberry told that Tom Driver to say that. So I had to get him. I said, Tom, come here. Is that right? So I got him in front of them. And obviously, he told them it weren't the case. He just basically made a mistake.
Yeah, when I spoke to Eddie about it last night, he was like, unless that's come from His Excellency Frank or George, there is no way that Tom's been told to say that. Talking about Moses, obviously, you know, it's no secret you know how to build a fight at Queensberry, you know how to kind of take journeys. Is that what you get the biggest kick out of in boxing? Watching someone, I know he's not achieved what he will nowhere near yet, but Nick Ball's a good example. Do you get the biggest kick out of seeing someone go from day one to what they can prove?
It's nice sometimes that when you sign someone, you know, especially when, I like it when they're not, you know, they've not been to the Olympics and they're not, you know, they're sort of not a fashionable sort of amateur, if you know what I mean. but you know their style's going to is going to go well in the professional ranks. It's nice because you sort of, I suppose, you look a bit of ego. Yeah, I knew he could do it, and you know he's a good fighter, and we brought him through. We helped with his career, and we developed him and added our experience to his arsenal. And it's good. It's good, and we've done it with quite a few guys. I mean, you know, the guys. You look at some of the fighters we're involved with over the last 5 years, and you see how many of them have coming through now and have come through and got themselves into really good positions.
This chin testing narrative, I spoke to Moses about it on Monday, and he was like, "Why is everyone so obsessed with watching me potentially get hurt? And I know everyone likes violence and whatnot." He said, "Well, my aim is that you never see it get tested. It's hit and not get hit. I don't want my chin to get tested."
That's what boxing is about. I mean, somebody said to me, "Would you like to see him get hit on the chin?" I said, "Why?"
Never.
I mean,
Never.
Of course I don't. You know, but it's going to happen. It will happen. It happens to every fighter. You know, I remember Nigel Benn when he turned pro. He was blasting everybody out. I mean, I think his first year, I think he had 12 fights in the first year, blasting everybody out. But eventually, somebody will. It won't, you know, he won't catch him, or the guy's a good boxer, and at the end of the day, you find, you know, they have to go to Plan B, and their boxing ability. But I think Moses has got really good boxing ability. You know, I've seen him in fights where he's shown that, but sometimes very briefly before he's caught the guy. But his ability, and he has been the distance. He went the distance with what's his name, the survivor, Johnson. He had quite a frustrating few rounds with him, but that was good at that age he was at, to be in there, and I knew the fellow would give him a few things to think about, and it was good. But he got very frustrated, which was good as well, because you say, like, look, it's not about just hunting them down and blasting them out. You know, you've got to break them down. You've got to use your boxing ability, and he's learnt from that. And he said one thing about Moses: he's a very, very good learner.
I really like this fight. I actually cannot wait. I'm really excited about the way this fight could pan out. We haven't got too long. There's a few things I do want to ask. So just quickly on Nick and David. One in Nick, quite a big favourite with the bookies. David, not so much. There is no way why you can't walk away with 2 big wins in them fights.
They are big, you know. For Nick, this is he's in with a tough guy. I mean, he's coming up a weight, the Aussie, but he's confident. He fancies the job, and he's undefeated.
He was down to fight Inoue, Sam Goodman,
exactly. He was going to, so there you go. And it's going to be a tough fight for him. I really do think it's going to be a tough fight. But I really do believe in him. I genuinely think he's either number 1 or number 2 in his weight division in the world. He's probably one of the most exciting fighters in the world of boxing. He's never in a boring fight. He's all action. He's got a great attitude. Nothing phases him, and he's told me what he wants. And he's not looking past the fight, but he really wants that big fight with Inoue, and he knows he's only going to get that if he keeps winning.
Yeah. And a quick one on Adelaide. I actually asked Filip Hrgovic, like, what do you think of Adelaide from what you've seen? And he's like, no, I've watched him. I just don't rate him in the slightest. He's very dismissive. That could be a big mistake.
It could be. I mean, you know, he was dismissive of Daniel Dubois. That happens, but you know, for David, I'm going to say, you know, David's coming up another level in this fight. This is a big jump up for him, but he asked for it, and he said, I want to make a statement. I want this fight. You know, his connections, his management, they said they wanted it, and we delivered it. So they've got it. This is he's on the big stage now. If he comes through this fight, then wow, he's going to be in some serious fights. But he's in with a guy who's an extremely good fighter, a well-seasoned amateur and pro, done everything. And as you say, he's quite dismissive about him. He feels that it's going to be quite an easy night's work for him, but we will see.
I want to talk about Tony Yoka. So signed with you, I'm not going to say how many days ago, I can't remember, but signed with Queensbury. Spoke to Eddie yesterday because Frank Smith and Freddie Cunningham were in Ghana. It was obvious that an approach had been made, kind of got all the details.
Yeah.
Tony Yoka was the one hitting the airwaves. I know he's been interviewed by loads of people as well. And Eddie just went, we haven't really spoken about that. I don't know where that's come from.
Yeah.
Can you shed light on why?
I know where it's
it
come
popped
from.
out of nowhere.
It come out of nowhere. I think Tony maybe called it out. I don't know, but yeah, it's out there. I think the fight there, obviously, the one that everyone's looking at is the one with Jake Paul. That seems to be the fight and the way it's going. But you know, Tony's there. He'll fight anyway. Look, he's resurrected his career, and he's with us, and he's with us for a reason, because we can deliver some serious fights and opportunities for him.
I know he went on TalkSport and your good friend Simon Jordan said, you should be trying to fight Najit Kabiel. He's nearer to a world title. You're only fighting Joshua because of the financial benefits, which, okay, the financial benefits are there, yeah. But it's not like if you were to fight Anthony Joshua and win, no one's going to care. That also would get you right up there. But would you make of Simon saying that, you know, financially he's your main...
you know, Kabiel, whoever. I mean, I hear all that stuff, but you know, to be quite honest, the bottom line is he needs to get in there and he needs to he needs a statement win. And you know, Kabiel, yeah, I haven't got a problem with that fight. AJ, I haven't got a problem with that fight. As far as UK is concerned, more people know AJ than they do Kabiel. That's the truth of the matter.
Yeah. Final one, you mentioned obviously they're pushing for this, or heading towards this Jake Paul fight. Will you be sitting there cheering either side on? Because I know you actually respect Jake a lot, and you respect Anthony as well.
We respect them both, and Nikita is, you know, they're friends. I mean, you know, we've done business with them in the past, and it's not a fight I even thought of. I mean, it's nothing to do with me to start with. I mean, it come out of the blue, but it's intriguing, and I think from Jake's perspective, I think, you know, he's had a lot of criticism about, he is a pro boxer now. Whatever way you want to look at it, excuse me, he trains as a pro, but you know, and he's fighting as a pro. They said it's about time he fought some. I've seen some of the stuff, you know, that been said. When's he going to fight someone? Well,
jumping in with AJ.
I mean, he's gone from one extreme to the other. You know, that's what he's doing. So if that fight happens, you've got to take your hat off to him.
Yeah. So I said final one, but just really quick, short answer. Actual final one. He got called out by Andre Ward, AJ. Would you rather see Jake fight AJ, which is obviously, as we know, a mismatch, or Andre Ward, who's been retired for, 4 years?
I'd much rather see AJ fight Tyson.
Oh, please. I dread to think how many times
we don't know if
you've
that's
done
going to
this.
happen, because the big man, he's filming, he's not made his mind up what he's going to do, and he certainly won't fight this year.
Live only on DAZN, August 16th, Moses Atauma, the next heavyweight superstar, faces his greatest challenge, Dillian Whyte, back to remind the world he's not done yet. Atauma versus Whyte. Click the link in the description to buy now.